In this lesson, we're going to be learning to solve a systems of equation by elimination. Remember, there are three methods that we're using this year to solve systems of equations, which we've done graphing, we've used substitution, now we're moving on to elimination. Okay, remember, systems of equations requires you to have two equations that both contain the same variables. Right. Also, there are a copy of these notes in the materials folder if you'd like to print them instead of handwriting all of these steps. All right, so let's look at the steps that you need to solve systems of equations by elimination. So to solve using eliminations, follow these steps. Step 1, line up the like terms for all equations. Notice these x's are lined up and the y's are lined up, so they're in the so the terms have the same location in both equations. Step 2, we look for opposite coefficients. Okay, so something like a positive 3x and a negative 3x would be considered opposite coefficients with the same variable. That will eliminate one variable. If we can't find some, we will make some by multiplying. Step 3, we add to eliminate one variable and solve for the other. Step 4, use the new value to find the other value. Do that through substitution. Step 5, write an ordered pair, the xy ordered pair, as the solution to the system. So let's look at an example of this. If we have the two equations, 2x plus 3y equals 20, and then the second equation is negative 2x plus y equals 4. In order, first we make sure that our terms are lined up, x's are lined up, y's are lined up. And we're going to look for opposites. The next thing that we do, we look for opposite coefficients. I see that we have those. We have our x terms that are opposite. There's a positive 2x and a negative 2x. So we can see that we have those as opposites. So the x terms are the same, but with different signs. Next, we're going to add the two equations and the x terms drop out. So what that means, remember, if you have a positive and a negative, then those eliminate each other. So a positive 2x and a negative 2x causes those to wipe out. They eliminate one another. So we're going to line those up so that we can add. When we do that, we see that these two x terms eliminate each other. So then we focus on the y term. 3x plus 3y plus 1y makes 4y's. Then we continue through the equations. 20 plus 4 is 24. We have 4y equals 24. So we're going to divide both sides by 4 so that we solve to find that y is 6. So now we just need to get the x by itself. And to do this, we're going to substitute the y value, that's 6, into the original equation. Okay, so we have our original equation, and you can pick either one of them. I like to use the top one. Actually I use the bottom one here. It seemed easier to calculate. I have negative 2x plus y equals 4. I know that y is 6, so I drop that in here. So now I have negative 2x plus 6 equals 4. So I'm going to simplify that even further. And I can simplify it. Remember, my goal is to get that x by itself. So I need to get rid of the 6. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. As soon as I do that, the two x's are going to drop down. And 4 take away negative 6 is negative 2. From there, you're going to divide both sides by 2, by negative 2, to get that x by itself, leaving you with x equals 1. Based on substituting the y in, you found that x was 1, so now you know your x is 1, your y is 6. So the solution is 1, 6. Please make sure you are checking it in both equations. Substitute back in. So you could go back to original equation. So if we have negative 2 times x is 1 plus our y, which is 6, does that equal 4? Well, negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, plus 6 equals 4. So negative 2 plus 6 is 4. 4 equals 4. That checks. It works. Okay, we have another practice problem. It looks very similar to the first one that we just worked through. If you think you have a good handle on this, go ahead and pause and try working it. If not, I will walk through it step by step with you. All right. First thing that I look for, I make sure that my x's and y terms are lined up. They are. So now I look to see, do I have an opposite? Do I have a pair of opposites? Yes, I see this pair. I have a positive 4y and a negative 4y. So together, those are going to combine. So now we work on adding those two equations. So then we're going to put our two equations together. If I have 7x's and 9x's together, that makes 16x. The y terms canceled out. 2 plus 30 is 32. So instead of substituting in, remember the last lesson, we put one equation inside the other. This, we're just looking for opposite terms that eliminate so that we can solve for one of the variables. All right, now I have 16x. 16x equals 32. I need to get 16 by itself, so I divide both sides by 16, which is x equals 2. All right? So now I know x is 2. I need to work on finding my y. So I can put my x being 2 inside one of my equations. So I'm going to drop the 2 into that top equation. When I do that, I continue to simplify. 7 times 2 is 14. Still, my goal is to solve for y, so I need to get that y by itself, and I will do that by subtracting 14 from both sides. 4y equals negative 12. Divide by the sides by 4. Y equals 3. Okay, so solution to my problem here, I would say my solution is x is 2, y is 3. Still seeing some people making mistakes and not putting their variables in order. Remember, x comes first, y comes second in an ordered pair. I'm always going to check my work. Check, 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 check the work. Substitute that in. So if I go back to one of my original equations, okay, 7x, x is 2, plus 4y, y is 3. This should all equal 2. 7 times 2 is 14. 4 plus 3 is 12 equals 2. That doesn't work. Okay, so what do you do if it doesn't work? Then you need to go back and revisit your problem. Look to make sure, did I substitute correctly? Did I use my negative signs correctly? Those are the two biggest mistakes I'm seeing. So take a minute and look through my work. Can you find where I made a mistake? Makes a big difference. Just bringing down one little sign makes a big difference. Yeah, so go ahead. This was negative 12 divided by a positive 4. So my 3 should have been negative. So let's see if that changes things if I make my 3 negative. Substituted in that negative 3. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. That makes a big difference. Okay, 14 plus negative 12 does give me 2. That works. Let's look at another example. So we're going to go back to our steps. We're going to make sure. Step 1, we lined up the like terms. Yes, I have my x's lined up and I have my y's lined up. Okay, so then I look for opposite coefficients. Positive 3, a positive 5. Those aren't opposites. A negative 4 and a negative 2. Those aren't opposites either. Okay, so this is where the more challenging portion comes in place. So now we have to try to make opposite coefficients. Okay, and we're going to do this by multiplying. So I think, well, what would I have? The y's are going to definitely be the easiest to change so that they become opposites. If I have a negative 4y, how can I make 2y positive 4y? I need to transfer that. So what I do, I can multiply. Remember, anything you do to the left side of the equation, you can do to the right, and it keeps it balanced. So we're going to make an equivalent equation by taking and multiplying negative 2y times negative 2. That gives me a positive 4. But whatever, I can't just do it to the y term. I have to do it to every piece. So I have to distribute this negative 2 to all terms within my equation, okay, to keep everything balanced. When I do that, I end up with negative 2 times 5x is going to give me negative 10x. Negative 2 times negative 2y is going to give me a positive 4y. Negative 2 times negative 6 equals positive 12. I have a new equation. I've made this what I want it to be. I wanted to have opposite coefficients. So then I'm going to rewrite my original equation that was first. So 3x minus 4y. I like to keep my variables lined up. So now I can go about working on adding to eliminate or combining my two. So I could add these, draw a line through them if I wanted to show that step. 3x plus negative 10x is negative 7x. A negative 4y and a positive 4y, if I add those, I get a big 0, so I'm not going to put anything there. Then continue moving to the right. Negative 5 plus 12 is going to give me a positive 7. So now I'm down to negative 7x equals 7. Your goal is still to get this x by itself, so we need to get rid of the negative 7. This is currently being multiplied, so I am going to divide both sides by negative 7. X equals 7 divided by negative 7 is negative 1. I have found that x is negative 1. So I'm working on my solution that's going to be in ordered pairs. I need to find an x, I need to find a y. I just found my x is negative 1. So let's work on finding the y. Use one of my original equations. I'm going to stick with this original equation, the 3x minus 4y equals negative 5. I'm going to take my negative 1 for x, drop it in place of the x, so 3 times negative 1, take away 4y equals negative 5. Negative 3, take away 4y equals 5, so continue simplifying. Need to get that y by itself, so I need to get the negative 3 away, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides, leaving me with negative 4y equals negative 2. Goal is still to get that y by itself, so I need to move the negative 4 away. It's currently being multiplied, so I need to divide both sides by negative 4. Y equals negative 2 over negative 4 can simplify down to a positive 1/2. I now know that y is 1/2. Substitute both of those in. Go ahead and go back in and check, and sure enough, you should find out that x is negative 1 and y is 1/2. As a reminder, when you're looking at graphs, what does it mean? If you get one solution, it means that you have two lines that will intersect. Okay? We will also be solving some of these by elimination tomorrow, where we get no solution and infinitely many solutions. Okay, so work through today's math assignment and bring your questions to class tomorrow.